More than 40 U.S. states report the presence of wild boars, with an estimated population of 6 to 9 million animals. Wild boars, also known as feral hogs or wild pigs, are among the most dangerous and widespread invasive species in the United States today. Not native to the region, they were brought to North America by Europeans in the 16th century as a food source. Many escaped or were released into the wild and began to reproduce rapidly. As of 2025, more than 40 U.S. states report the presence of wild boars, with an estimated population of 6 to 9 million animals. Wild boars reproduce at an alarming rate. A mature female can give birth to 4 to 12 piglets per litter and can have 1 to 2 litters per year. Females become fertile as early as 6 to 8 months old. Wild boars are highly opportunistic omnivores. Their diet includes plants, roots, bulbs, seeds, crops, corn, soybeans, wheat, grass, animals, insects, bird eggs, snakes, small fish, amphibians, and even small livestock like goats or lambs if available. Human food waste, organic garbage, livestock feed, and agricultural leftovers. They have an excellent sense of smell and will root through soil to find underground food sources. The most common method, legal in many states, often with no bag limits. Weapons include rifles, bows, handguns, and even helicopters or trained dogs in some regions. In the wild, a wild boar, Sus scrofa, typically consumes 3% to 5% of its body weight per day in food. This depends on factors such as body weight, seasonal changes, food availability, and energy requirements for survival. An adult wild boar weighing 100 kilograms will eat approximately 3 to 5 kilograms of food daily. In harsher conditions, e.g. winter, intake can rise to up to 6 kilograms per day to maintain body heat. Its diet mainly consists of grasses, roots, seeds, and fallen fruits, about 50 to 70%, insects, worms, small animals, carrion, dead animals, if available, in areas near human settlements. They may also eat agricultural crops. Electric fences, 1-1.5 meters high, are effective, but some areas use corn laced with toxins or tranquilizers to either kill or capture boars. These must be strictly managed to avoid affecting other wildlife. Invasive and less feasible for large areas. People are advised not to leave food waste accessible. Avoid unregulated pig farming, and report sightings or signs of wild boars.
Wild boars, also known as feral pigs, are wild animals commonly found in forests, mountainous regions, and even near rural areas. They have strong bodies, long snouts, sharp tusks, and aggressive temperaments. Besides damaging crops, wild boars also pose a real danger to humans. There have been multiple incidents where wild boars suddenly attacked farmers while they were working. With their fast-running speed and sharp tusks, they can cause serious injuries, and even death if not treated promptly. Wild boars are no longer just forest animals. They have become a real threat to agriculture and human life. There must be concrete and long-term policies from the government, strong involvement from local authorities, and proactive efforts from the people to solve this issue sustainably. Wild boars are a serious threat to rural areas. They frequently invade farms and fields, destroying crops, digging up soil, and feeding on corn, sweet potatoes, and rice. Worse, wild boars reproduce rapidly. Each female can give birth to dozens of piglets annually. As their numbers grow, they become bolder, even entering villages to scavenge for food, damaging gardens and livestock pens. Most concerning of all, wild boars may attack humans if provoked or encountered suddenly. Local residents must stay alert and implement proper protective measures.
We saw. And quietly get into position. If you're curious about how to but we were ready. As the team moved forward, suddenly
Group hunts at night or early morning, when boars are most active. Trained hunting dogs to detect and chase boars. Primitive weapons like bows, crossbows, or iron traps are used in areas where guns are banned. Licensed firearms may be used in regions where the government allows it under strict regulations. Iron cage traps with bait, ripe bananas, sweet potatoes, corn, traditional falling traps made of wood or tension ropes, pitfall traps, 1 to 1.5 meters deep, covered with branches and leaves. Note, traps should be placed far from residential areas and clearly